Welcome everybody to the finale of Identity, the Purge. So, I bet everyone is wondering, who won Final HOH and all that. But I do want to say this season was a very long season, lasted about 42 days, around 40 something days. So it's been a very long season, a lot of drama, a lot of backstabbing, talking, blindsides, and all of that. So it's been a while. It's been a long, long time. But I will reveal this. So part one of the final HOH was endurance, and X won that. Part two of the final HOH was trivia, and Cindy won that, meaning John was the nominee. Part three of the final HOH, which was between Cindy and X, was a would you rather competition based on everything that the jury gave me. The final head of household is X, meaning Cindy and John C are on the block. X, it is your duty to either evict Cindy or John C for the last time. Someone will be entering, will be the last draw. So X, you have the floor.
All right. Hi, everyone. It's me, X. So, Cindy, John Coffee, we made Final Three. It was an amazing journey, but I do have to cut one of you. I do think this was a very crucial HOH win, no matter how you look at it. I feel like any of us could win. I really do. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I don't. But I think looking at my game, I think it's lacking a couple things, but I don't think I'm going to let it lack anything tonight. If the decision I make is wrong, so be it. But this is a decision I've been putting off as long as possible. But I'm gonna keep it unsweet, but very to the point. I sadly vote to evict Cindy. I just think you're the biggest threat, and I do love you as a person. I've enjoyed everything, but I just don't think I can beat you. Maybe I can't beat either Nom, but a lot of people have tried and failed to get you out, and I just won't let that be the case tonight. Um, so that is my decision, and sorry for the fakeness.
With that being said, Cindy, you are the last head of not head of household, the last house guest to be evicted out of the game. Cindy, do you have any final words you want to say about this?
The way I play Big Brother is a lot through appreciating when people are honest with me. Um, X, you sat on call with me for an hour before the final H, talking about us being final two. So with that, you've lost my vote. Plain and simple.
Thank you, Cindy. Okay, so now we're going to be moving into more of the finale part. Before we get to the jurors talking not one-on-one, but like one at a time, both X and John Coffey have opening statements they can do and say. We will move into each jury asking one question, and then after all juries have asked a question, then we will move into closing statements, and afterwards, the vote. Hopefully, Josh makes it by then. With that being said, everyone who is not John or X, please go off camera. Thank you. So we're gonna do alphabetically, meaning John C is first. John, if you want me to unmute you, I can. If you cannot, unmute yourself.
Is there like a time limit or anything, or?
Will be a time limit of 90 seconds for opening statements.
Okay.
Let me set that
All
up, and I'll tell you when to start. John Coffey, you may start with your opening statements.
All right. So going into this game, I was really nervous because I haven't played a Big Brother game in a very long time. I've stuck to Survivor and then just disappearing from the org community completely. I wanted to play this Big Brother game because it had been a while, and I was excited to see that I knew some people in this game. The first alliance that I started out with was RJ and Jesse. Jesse was my final two in this game. She is the person that I was the closest to. And right at the beginning, we also made a three with Cindy, me, Jesse, and Cindy. Right off the bat, I had people that I kind of knew going into it, and on the other side of that, I had Sivo, somebody who I had played with, who I also had trust, who I knew was not on RJ's side. He was somebody that could tell me what was happening with the votes. That first vote, when it was split, I acted like I had no idea what was happening, and I didn't know for sure that it was gonna flip, but when it did flip, I knew that Jesse was the secret vote to send her out. I From then on, I was in the big alliance with RJ, but I tried to still form alliances and friendships with everyone else. I liked smoking with Jeffy and Bridget. We tried to talk game a little bit too, and I had Bridget's back.
John C, I'm sorry, but your 90
Come the merch when I got a
your 90 seconds are up. So X, you X, your 90 seconds has started now.
So to explain my game short and sweet, week 1 I had a blow up. I bounced back from that, became really great friends with Cindy. Week 2, that kept me safe. And then week 3 I was also safe because I was actually good with RJ and a couple other people. During my 5-minute HOH, I was able to at least get lucky. I tried to form an alliance with a group of people, which was me, Cindy, Jesse, Nathan, RJ. Apparently the other 4 were already in alliance, but it ended up putting me in that alliance and kept me safe for weeks moving forward to where I didn't have to win comps. And I was able to take a backseat approach to the game where I knew what was going on, but I didn't have to get too much blood on my hands and actually play a different game than I have. The second half of the game, I started making more moves. I started being more aggressive. I led the charge to get RJ out. It was a very big move. He was someone people tried to get out and failed, but I didn't. Final 5, I won a crucial POV to get Jessie out, which was super important because she was a threat to win this. And she had been unnommed for Final 6. That's not something to overlook. Final 4, my relationship with Cindy did keep me safe. And I wasn't a final nom that week. And I got to cast a solo to evict Dalton. Bit of a blindside, but it needed to happen in order to give me the best shot at Final HOH. And then, as you saw tonight, I took out the last biggest threat in the game, Cindy. My starting game wasn't as strong, but my end game was, and I hope y'all can see that and see that I was playing the best game I could.
Next, your 30 seconds is over. Please go back on mute. Thank you, both finalists, for saying your opening statements. Give me just a couple of seconds to get something ready for tonight. Now, jurors will be one at a time, asking both finalists some questions. They can ask 2 questions, one for each finalist, and that's all. Josh is not here, so if he does get here by the end of this, then he can go, but if he isn't, then we're just gonna have to skip over him. But this is how this will work. One at a time, I will ask the person who was in jury to come forward. They will get on camera if they want to speak. Everyone else who is not the two final people and the jury member, let me say that. The two people, the two finalists, and the jury person that I call upon are the only people who are allowed to talk. Everyone else on mute. With that being said, Sivo, you are up
Wait,
first.
can I go first? Because I'm about to leave.
If you're gonna leave, Bridget, if you're gonna leave, please send me your vote in afterwards. So I'll let Bridget go since she said she's about to leave.
Sorry, y'all. I'm about to get off work, so I need to go fast. All right. X, why should I vote you over Coffee, who was loyal to me the entire time?
Bridget, the reason you should vote for me over Coffee, even though he was loyal, he never won comps to show that loyalty. I wanted to go far with you in this game, but I realized that was a sinking ship. RJ, Nathan, and that side was winning comps constantly, and I had to do what I had to do to keep myself safe. In the end game, I had to make the moves and get blood on my hands. Coffee never had to do. I think you should vote for me just for the fact that I did play all angles of this game that I could and actually made moves. Loyalty is amazing, but it doesn't get you the win, and it doesn't always get you to the end. You have to be willing to be adaptable, and I do think I was that. It did suck to evict you, but I don't regret it because it was a move I had to make.
Yeah, I was so blindsided that night. Anyways, all right, Coffee. Here's my question for you. Have you started watching Flash?
I can't believe I haven't yet.
Oh,
After this whole season, it's been 42 days. The first night, both of you were talking about Flash, and tonight, I promise.
Okay.
Or tomorrow.
Oh my God.
I will.
Good luck. I'm gonna go. I'll see you later. Bye. Coffee, my vote's for you anyway, so have a good night.
Thank you, Bridget. With that being said, the next juror up to ask questions is Sivo. Please go off mute and say
Hello, mates. All right. I think so. I want my question to be, and we're going to start with John Coffey first. What do you think were the question is going to be for both of you? It's going to be, what do you think is your opponent's best move, and why do you think some jurors are going to vote for that person?
I mean, I feel like just based on the whole Jeffy week coming back saying that Cindy was going to win the whole thing, probably voting out Cindy tonight after like announcing the final two and everything, that was probably the biggest.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd say Coffee's biggest move was how likable he was. No point in this game did anyone have anything bad to say about Coffee on a personal level. And even though he was nominated multiple times, he was almost always not getting votes. So I think this is likability factor and his ability to kind of just go on under the radar really served his purpose, and to the point where everyone just shot at each other. And then Coffee just kind of walked on by. It was just, I think that was Coffee's best move.
All right. Thanks, guys. That was.
Thank you, Sivo. Next person is Jonathan. Please get on camera if you want to ask both nominees 2 questions.
So I only have one question and then a comment on basically X here. X, I actually give props on you because at first we all thought that you were actually gonna save Cindy over John, but instead you actually backstabbed her and went for John. And I actually give props on actually getting rid of the rat of the house. So my question here is for basically the both of you. Why should I actually choose you to win this game?
I guess I'll go first. um, Jonathan, I think you should choose me to win this game because I played a smart under the radar game at the beginning. No one was really looking at me. Oh, X is a huge threat, other than maybe Ethan. But I turned that shit right around after calling him out. Got in an alliance, kept myself safe in game. I took out all the 3 targets that everyone said was a threat to win. You said RJ was a threat to win. He went to jury on my HOH. You said Cindy was a threat to win. I evicted her tonight. You guys said Jesse was a threat to win. My POV win caused her to get evicted 2-0. I think I took out all the big threats y'all had mentioned, and I put myself in a position where I was never a final nominee, and I took out all the big threats. I think that's why you should vote for me to win, because I did play a social, strategic, and physical game when it mattered. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Okay, John.
At the beginning, I was comfortable with the group I was kind of forced into, but I knew that I couldn't stay in that forever. And as time went on, I could tell. The eye opener really was the night that you and Jeffy left in that double eviction, because I decided to stay on call a little bit after, and it was just me, RJ, and Dalton. And RJ was like going down the list saying that like you and RJ had an alliance, you Jonathan, but like you wanted him out at a certain point, and he was like Jeffy wanted out, he had to go, and then he like announced that Bridget was the next house target, and I was like, everyone keeps saying that, and like they're just kind of like haha, but like everyone's doing, like Dalton put up you and Bridget, and it became clear to me, and that was when Nathan started planning to backdoor RJ, and the plan fell through. And from then on, I was doing anything that I could to stay in. When Jeffy came in and RJ won HOH, and Cindy won the veto, Dalton wanted to go up as a pawn against me to get me out. And RJ, I know what RJ wanted that. He didn't tell me that, but I had Jesse telling me that. And that didn't end up going through either. But the week that RJ and Jesse we had a call, and we made a bit of a deal to not go after each other. And when he put up RJ and Jesse, I won that veto. And I could have used it on Jesse my final 2, but I didn't, because I wanted to keep her in the game, get RJ out. Wasn't good at comps, but I tried the best I could with the cards that I was dealt. I'm not an athletic person. There were a ton of endurance comps in this game. I'm not great at puzzles. I tried. And I think that my ability to go not go unnommed, but to go under the radar, and you saw someone like Jessie who got targeted for that. Well, she went unnommed, but she was also under the radar. I feel like it says something for me to get here, and I think I worked just as hard to get here.
Thank you, John. Okay. I've actually made my decision.
I'm on mute. So thank you, Jonathan. Next person, I'm going to let this person go first because they kind of was asking for it. So RJ, I'm gonna let you go before Jeffy because I know you've been blowing up this chat. Anyways, so RJ, please get on what you're doing now, and please ask both of the finalists your question.
So, first and foremost, I would like to congratulate both of you for making it where the rest of the house guests could not make it. However, I do have some questions for you. X, despite me being voted out and Cindy being voted out, what was your biggest move in this game?
Honestly, my biggest move was constantly getting people to trust me when they probably shouldn't have, and always being in a good spot. The 5-minute alliance that I was able to pick out the right people, which were the 4-person alliance chat you had with Cindy, Jesse, and Nathan, and yourself. I picked all those people in my 5 minutes of an HOH that got taken away from me, and that alliance stayed strong and picked people off, and it kept me safe when I probably could have been in danger. So I think my biggest move was that utilizing the little bit of HOH I had, and still not becoming a threat. Despite that, I think I utilized whatever I could at that point, and it's what got me to the end game to where I could play such an aggressive game. So that would be my best move.
John Coffey. Despite being the snake bitch of a game player that you have been this season, how does it feel knowing that you are about to win Big Brother Identity?
Oh gosh. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to win. But it would be crazy to win this this unique season.
With that being said, both finalists, I wish you the best of luck with the vote tonight. However, I do know how it is going to go. Unfortunately for you, X, the snake has already eaten the rat, and now the rabbit is going to get away with the win.
No comment. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, RJ.
Bryce, do you want to announce who's next?
I was waiting.
I'm on mute. Wow. So, Jeffy, please get on cam and ask your questions.
Hello, bitches. No, hi guys. Congrats on getting the end. I only have one question. That's for John, but X, I just got a statement to say to you. You were so critical of me being a snake and not being trustworthy, but you were it. But tonight you made a critical mistake in voting out Cindy because Cindy was not going to win after we all talked and we know how she really played. So John, you are going to win this game. Run, bunny, run. You screwed me over with your vote by how you treated me and how you were towards me and buried me. But good luck in life. John, the day that I went, we had a long conversation on the phone or on Skype or whatever. Was that jury management? Be honest.
Honestly, it wasn't. I just had really actually felt bad that because we had been talked about calling and we never had. And not really jury management, but I didn't want you to go that night because I was starting to see like the group was huge and I liked our stoner group. I liked smoking with you and Bridget, and I don't know, it was the same thing every week and I wanted some change, and unfortunately that twist kind of fucked things up, but
Yeah, and I haven't smoked weed in so long, but I did have fun. To me, it came off as jury management, but I respect that. You get my vote 100%. It's a done deal. I don't think you are not going to lose. I don't think X is going to win. So congrats on winning, Bunny. Run, 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 hop, hop, hop. And Jolie says hi, guys, to everyone. And hi, Fiona. That's all I have to say. But love y'all. Peace out.
Thank you, Jeffy. Next person up. Jeffy, can
I'm trying.
Okay, please go back on mute. Next person up is Jesse.
Yeah, it should be Jesse. Hi.
If you want to get on camera,
Yeah,
please do.
Camera.
X, may you please get back on camera or unmute? Thank
Hi,
you.
Ed. Hello, John. So my mind isn't completely made up, contrary to what everyone probably is saying. So I'm gonna ask a famous Jesse question in every single game I ever play. I want you to use one word to describe your gameplay and a brief reasoning why, and then I have a statement I'd like to make. X, you can go first.
Since everything's been said, I'm just gonna use the word confusing, since that seems to be the case tonight. Since some people don't understand my game, so but that's the word I'll use, confusing, because yeah.
Okay. John.
Hmm. I'd say probably just like probably just chill. I feel like this whole season was so crazy and I just wanted to stay out of the drama, and my mind was like constantly thinking about the game at the same time too. I just like whenever there was drama, I didn't want a part of it. That's it.
That's fair. Okay, this is an interesting question for John. John, if you won the instant eviction HOH, who would you have put up?
Instant eviction.
I'm curious.
Hmm.
I like questions that make people think.
I don't know. Probably would have depended on who had won HOH at that point. But knowing what happened, RJ and Dalton.
Okay, interesting. Good luck to both of you. And yeah, I'm done.
Thank you, Jesse. Next up is Dalton. Please get on cam if you want to, and please unmute.
All right. So my first question is for X straight up, because it appears to me that you kind of did the same thing to me that you did to Cindy, which is kind of like gaslit her to the very end and made her believe she was safe. But that's almost what you did to me, because whenever we were doing the final veto, you were like, one of us has to win it. One of us has to win it. Well, neither one of us won it, but you weren't actually on the block, so therefore it would have acted like you won it, and you still have voted me out. However, if I had won it, I was still going to be loyal to you. So tell me why you weren't just straight up with me. Like, why did you have to lie?
I'll be honest with you, Dalton. I knew you needed that veto win personally. My way of telling you that you needed that veto win was by gaslighting that one of us needs to win. I don't necessarily think I needed to win that veto in any scenario. I know for a fact I didn't, but that was my way of telling you you needed to. I knew if you lost that veto that you were going home. The reason I didn't tell you that is because I want to be like, oh yeah, you're going home. Like, I could have
Yes.
easily been blindsided. I could have easily been blindsided that night anyway. I didn't think I was going to, but I could have easily been blindsided. So, it really could have come down to anything. That was not me trying to gaslight. That was me trying to be like, you need to win veto. But, that was just that. It sucked to evict you, but at the same time, I think that my best bet would have been coffee with me being wrong on that. I wasn't trying to like be a dick about it, but I kind of knew where everything was headed that night, and
So actually, I think that the better option would have been for you to just let Cindy not use it and have John take me out. Because you I was gonna be loyal to you, and also, yeah, you kind of made a fatal move because Cindy was not winning. Anyway, John, my question for you is pretty simple. I just want to know, like, I just want to know why. Give me a reason why neither one of you should win. Like, I want to know why, like, you should not win over him and why he shouldn't win over you.
Why I shouldn't win over him? I think it's obvious. I sucked at most competitions. I came close a few times, actually. Nathan actually said he would have thrown the pencil one if he had known that I was going for it. But I sucked at competitions. That final HOH I wanted to go for, and season 11 questions stumped me both times. That would be why. Wait, I answer both parts.
Yeah, now tell me
And
why
then-
he doesn't deserve to win over you.
Okay. I guess just excessive lying. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dalton. You may can go back up camera. Next up is Cindy. Please get back on camera and ask the two finalists your question.
I excuse me. I did tell you earlier, X, that you would win against me and that I think you should win against me. I did not, however, tell you that I think you should win against Coffee, and I'm about to say why. During the Final Four What the Bleep competition for HOH, someone had a device not on mute that they were using to listen to the intro videos, and that person was you. Why should I vote for someone with so much disrespect that they would cheat over someone who has not cheated throughout this game?
Wow. I mean, I wasn't the only one, but okay. I guess working over you. I
That's
mean,
why
how
I
you want?
said that you should win over me, because I did cheat, but why should I vote for a cheat?
I can take my actions into accordant, but that's one comp that I didn't win, so I don't think it matters in the long run. Outside of that, but I still did plenty more in this game outside of the one round that I didn't win a comp, and didn't continue to do that after it was mentioned because it wasn't a rule mentioned going into the comp, and I stopped once Bryce made the rule. So again, I don't feel like I cheated after the rule was made clear. But vote how you want to vote. I did blindside you tonight, and that's on me. But I don't regret anything I did in this game. That was the game, and I'm proud of everything that I did. And congrats, John Coffey, on the win. But thanks for your question, Cindy, and vote how you want to vote.
Okay, and then thinking of a question for Coffee. Coffee, I'm gonna give you, because every time I'm a jury, I always ask this question. Usually I ask it to everyone, but I already asked my question to X, so Coffee, please compliment me.
Remember, we actually bonded over this because we have the same go-to jury question. Cindy, you literally kept me sane throughout this game. Like, whenever I was annoyed, in the chat, I would just message you, just expressing all my feelings with no sensory, and it just really helped me throughout this game.
Okay, yep, that's the end of my questioning.
Hey, can we see Fiona real quick?
She's laying up there.
Yeah, she's up in her cat tree. I don't know if you can see that far, but she's sleeping right now.
Well, tell her hi for me.
Well, thank you, Cindy. Yeah, I will say when that competition was going on, I didn't know who was doing it, so I said, please stop doing that. So, Josh is not here, so he cannot say who he wants to vote or anything, questions and all that. But with that being said, it's time to start locking in votes. We'll go starting with the ninth drawer all the way down to the first drawer. That meaning, Cindy, please lock in your vote. If you want to say anything while you're locking in your vote, you may.
Closing statements. Not that it matters, but
Oh,
do we
yes,
not
yes.
have that?
Sorry. Yes, closing statements. Closing statements. Don't do that.
I'll go first since he's winning.
So we'll do X first, then John Coffee.
Or I'll go first. John, congrats on Final Two, and you're most likely winning. Jury, I don't regret a single thing I did in this game. I played the best game I could. I cut all the big people that most of you failed to cut, and sorry for playing the game. Jeffy, glad I was such a snake horrible person that I kept you during your back-to-back eviction. Jury, I did enjoy playing this game with all of you. I hope y'all don't bash me for my game as a person. I made the moves that I felt were the best moves, and going against someone that never had to make a move and, basically winning because they're likable. I thought that was a better chance than going against Cindy, who did have more comp wins and did have a better social game than me. So bash on me for that, but I made all the right moves. Y'all tried to get out Cindy, you tried to get out RJ, you tried to get out Jesse, you tried to get out so many people, and I was still doing that back all the time, putting myself in a good position. But with that said, love all of you. I'm not disappointed in the game, and I was glad with anyone in the final three winning. So thank you for your time, and again, congrats.
All right.
Thank you, X. John, you have the floor.
Congrats, X, on Final Two. You did great. I'd love to win this season. I'd love to win this season. I feel like not being good at competitions did put me at a disadvantage, but I really tried to overcome that the best way I could. Making the relationships that I needed to, making the deals that I needed to, having the allies that will give me the information to go forward and use that information when I need to. I'm proud of the way that I played, even if I didn't win the competitions to make the moves that I would have liked to. And I would love to be the winner of this crazy season. Congrats, X, again. Thank you, jury and production and everyone. And yeah.
Thank you, John Coffee. Everybody is now allowed to come back on camera.
Can I ask one quick question to X? You voted to keep me that week? It was you?
I didn't even say yes or no. So
Hello? Hello?
Hi.
can hear you.
Sorry, Jeffy, I kept you that week for two reasons. One, I felt bad, and two, I wanted to cause drama, and that's exactly what happened. There was a fight right after, but I did keep you, but that's why I was curious as to why you mad reacted to my HOH post when I was the only one to keep you, and the people that you so trusted in this game did not keep you. It may be
Jeffy,
the
I
only
told you
form
it
of
was him.
everyone should have known it was me, but
I
Dalton.
literally said that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was drinking that night, though, Dalton.
I
Dalton,
said,
thank
I,
you
I
for
said it
drinking.
yesterday on the call, on the roundtable call.
Yeah, I was
whenever
drunk.
that happened.
I was drunk.
Well, House Guests, we do have a vote to get to. Everyone has to lock in votes, so we have to keep moving. But with that being said, Cindy, you've first to lock in your vote. You are allowed to say any last words before you lock it in.
As I lock in my vote, I'm going to say that there is more to the game than comp wins.
Cindy, just to make sure your vote is locked in. May you please resend that again just to make sure. Okay, thank you.
Fiona!
Cindy's
Fiona
is locked in.
Oh, this is
Next
cat.
person to lock in the vote is Dalton. You can say your last final words to the nominees that you're locking.
Yeah, I think we have a classic case of Josh versus Paul right here, and I can't say that jury management doesn't matter because it does, and I think John just did it better. So, where the fuck's my chat? It disappeared.
I will bump it up.
Thank you. There it is. Okay.
Thank you, Dalton. Next up is Jesse. Any last words you want to say before you lock in your vote? Okay, I'll bump up your chat. Actually, go on mute because I think the person is making me echo. Thank you. So, Jesse, please send in your votes for the winner. Thank you, Jesse. Next person up is RJ. I will bump up your chat. Please send in your
So
vote.
before I lock my vote in, shout out to SU LGBT 18. I've been a man of my word, many of my words this season, not all of them, but many of them, and going continually with what I have said. My vote is officially locked in. Best of luck, gentlemen. Remember to get your psyche vows done because this season has been that shit.
Thank you, RJ. Next person up is Jeffy.
Okay, so I just want to say this real quick. Congrats to both of you making the final two. X, you did give a good speech. You did do a lot. I want to give you credit there, and thank you for voting to keep me in stir drama. You might have just flipped me.
Jeffy, please send in your vote.
I'm trying. Hold on. Ah. Um.
Thank you, Jeffy.
Welcome.
But Bridget has already sent in her vote, so that is confirmed. Next person up is Jonathan.
So before I actually sit in my vote, all I gotta say is congratulations to both X and John. It was a roller coaster for me actually, having to start the drama up first and then actually just going under the bus afterwards. And I hope for the best for you too. But I already made up my decision. X, that was actually a cruel way of how you actually cheated in that competition, and I'm like, no. So I hope you actually deserve what you actually come with.
Please send in your vote. I'll lock it up. Thank you, Jonathan.
We gotta get Josie on camera one more time. Come here, Josie.
Next up is Sivo. Sivo, please rock any vote. Let me bump up the pod. Your pod has been bumped up. Thank you, Sivo. Thank you, Sivo. Josh never got back to me with his vote. So if it does tie, then we'll have to wait until Josh gives me his vote by tomorrow. But with that being said, we are being revealed who won. Now let me get on camera. Hopefully everyone can see me. If you can see me, please put a thumbs up. Thank you, everybody. Now, so X and John, you know how this goes. You need to win by a vote of 5 or more. So with that being said, Cindy, everyone can see this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Cindy voted for John to win Identity the Purge. Keeping score. Next up is Dalton. Dalton chose to let John win Identity the Purge. My camera's a little laggy. Give me a minute. I'm gonna switch to my phone. Okay, everyone can see me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next person up with that was Jesse. Jesse voted John to win Identity the Purge, meaning it is a 3-0 at the moment. Next up is RJ. RJ voted for John to win Identity the Purge.
Correct. I did not lock in John. I locked in John motherfucking Coffee.
Yeah, you said Josh at first, Bryce.
I know you definitely said Josh.
This is another bullet moment. Okay, so woo. Next up is Jeffy, not Jesse. Right now it is 4-0 with 4 votes to John C. X has 0. Jeffy voted for. Congratulations, John C. You are the winner of Identity the Purge. Now, Bridget, Jonathan, and Sivo all 3 voted for John C.
Oh my god.
It was actually a 8-0. If Josh voted, we will get that later on tomorrow or tonight.
It was a unanimous vote. How lovely. And X, don't actually get off camera. Be happy.
Right? You got to final two. You did what we couldn't do, dude. You got to final two.
But John, congratulations, John C. You won Identity of the Purge. What do you have to say?
Thank you guys so much. I never thought that I would win this at any point of this game.
Hey, be happy about
Especially
it.
not at the beginning when I came in and barely knew anyone. I genuinely love everyone that I've met in this game, like all drama aside. Literally, like, I'm so happy right now. Thank you. And X, you did awesome. Like, don't feel bad. Like, you got here. And
John, I'm so sad that we did know each other going into this game and like didn't
I
even
know.
like bother to
don't
work
know
together.
what happened. We had that 10 gauge, what's the called? The 10 gauge friendship from like years ago.
Yeah.
But I have to say, everyone who played this season played a phenomenal game and all that. I will say thank you everyone for playing. But please stay on because we are giving awards out. So, who's excited? I am going to stop this recording and start a new recording. So, give me a couple of
Wait, before you end this recording, Bryce. America, John Coffey may have won Big Brother Identity the Purge, but he will be coming in third place in Jesse's lip sync race.
Why can't we be first and second?
You know who we're against.
I know. We have one person we have to beat. There's like one person that's just beasted everything.
Well, with that being said, congratulations, John C., on winning the Purge. I'm ending this thing. Everyone scream on the top of your lungs.
Over the
Really?